you die when you stop. The athlete, a competitor, dies. I can never play again in the Prem. I can never play for France anymore. I don't care what people say, you can play football. Not at that level. Not competing the way I used to compete. And that part of me died. So people don't teach you to die. So now you are going to face all your problems, because you could put them on the side because you're playing games, because you have other things that will cover that. But once everything stops, as an athlete, you die when you
Shalom, shalom. Kal halal yamla Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to you, brothers, pushing the word in sincerity and truth, and peace to you, hopeful elect, men, women, and children out there as well. Alright, so I just want to do a quick video. Yeah, you heard the video that I just played. Just want to take a few points out of what this man said, Thierry Henry, and relate it to the truth. Because indeed, when you stop this truth, you do die. Death awaits you, because it's then manifested that you weren't of the elect, and then your whole purpose was for that to be shown, right? But many scriptures come to mind, but this truth is pretty similar to what he was saying, right? Because when you leave the understanding of the truth, or you just decide that this is not the truth, and you just go back into the world, you're going back into the world to receive death, and that's a scary thing. But enough rambling. The first scripture I have here is in Proverbs. It's Proverbs chapter 21, and I'll start at 18. So I'll start at 16, and it says, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." So when a man wanders out of the way of the understanding and starts teaching something other than what's the truth that we have learned from the apostles on down, he enters into the congregation of the dead, right? Just as a man that leaves the truth wholeheartedly to go back into the world to do wickedness. We all know the wages of sin is death, right? We all sin, but we try to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our abilities. It's really our mind, the flesh is weak, but our spirit, that Yahweh Shai has made us to be perfect in the kingdom. So our spirit is willing and wanting to do perfect things. Our spirits crave righteous men. Your spirit is going to crave righteousness. So let me read that again. It says, "A man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." And a point I wanted to make is that this thing is an endurance thing. It's not what a man is doing right. I mean, it does matter what a man is doing right now, but at the end of the day, no matter how good you are as a speaker or breaking down scriptures or all the things that we should be doing, it doesn't matter if you don't endure to the end, right? It's not about who, really and truly, it's not about who is the best right now or whatever it is. You got to look at it spiritually, the understanding that at the end of the day, if you don't endure to the end, it doesn't matter what you did. It matters what you're doing in that last moment. But the point still stands. If you leave this beautiful thing of ours, that is the truth, that has brought us all out of a dead state, the true believers, a dead state of believing the wine of this world, it pretty much detoxed us from the wine of this world. We left that way. There's a scripture, I think I have it here. Bear with me a bit. And in Proverbs, it's in Proverbs as well. Proverbs chapter 26 and 11, it says, "As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly." Right? So when you leave You leave this truth, you're a fool, and you return to your vomit. You return to your folly. You return to something that you once elevated from, to realize like this, the ways of this type of living is death, man. This is not prosperous, but what it is that a lot of men, demons convince them, and that's pretty much their lot. For the truth to be taken from them, that's judgment. But doubt is a very strong demon. Doubt will tell you that, oh, you're not a man of the Lord. Is this even the truth? How do you know? When questioning things too much, that doubt demon will ruin your faith. And that's a demon that you should quickly get rid of. You should quickly, shoo it away, curse it out, block it out. Because if you're a man of the Lord, or you hope to be a man of the Lord, you don't need, nothing can, change your mind about the truth. Because we're already convinced. You're supposed to be fully convinced and persuaded in your own mind. Right? Let me get it here. So this is 2 Peter chapter, let me see what chapter, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse, give me a second. Verse 21, and it says, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of the righteousness than after they have known it to return from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Right? So it's self-explanatory, man. It would be better for you not to have known the ways of righteousness, than to turn back to your wickedness. Why? Because then you're just going to, you're pretty much, it's worse for you, pretty much. That's what the scripture is saying. It would be better not, because now the judgment of you is that, okay, you received this truth, but now you're going to die because you turned your back on it. That's a terrible thing, man. And that's just some of our some people's judgment today. Could happen to anybody. Could happen to me. God forbid. I hope to Yahweh Hashem Yashai that I make it and I endure, right? But as I said before, like, this is an endurance thing, He that endured to the end, roughly paraphrasing, the same shall be saved, right? So the goal is to endure with the faith and the belief that you have, and pray for the growth, that it grows and gets stronger and stronger, because we all have our different lots. We all move at different paces according to Yahweh Hashem Shai. But in no way, in shape, or form should your faith and the works that you do to show your faith dwindle or stop. You should have to keep fighting and pushing, Again, it's this thing, as what the man said in the video, I can relate some things, but this thing is real life, man. And at the end of the day, it's not a game, right? And just like in football, you have players that one season they might be the best, but the next season they're not. They're not good anymore. They're not putting in the work anymore. So you got to keep working hard and pushing for the Lord with what He gave you, right? Now, going back onto the topic, this is, this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12, and it says, there is a way which seem right unto a man, but the end thereof are ways of death. And it might seem right to some men to leave this truth and say, oh, there's too much corruption, too much. They have a problem with order, really. There's too much say, he say, this man is saying that, giving commandment. No, there's an order. But a man might see it as, okay, I don't agree with this, just like those dudes that are teaching that no heathen can make it, right? If they believe, but that's just him wandering out of the way of understanding and entering into the congregation of the dead. And I don't know if that man's gonna come back to his senses, but that's just an example of it, because you were brought in a certain way and you were taught a certain type of doctrine, you stick to what you follow the spirit, you stick to what you learn if you're of the elect. But at the end of the day, men like that are going to do what they're set up to do. So even if he's wrong about what he's saying now, the Lord did that. The Lord is the one that put him there so it can be manifest, right? So I get this is First John chapter 2 verse 19, and it reads, "They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us." They were not all of us, right? So some men are just not men of the Lord, or they're crept in unawares, you name it. You know all the scriptures, but at the end of the day, this is an endurance thing. The Lord will put certain men through certain things and bring them back. The Lord will put certain men out of the congregation so they can be condemned. Because there's a lot of spirits and a lot of characters and things about men in this truth that men see, but they watch it out, because at the end of the day, you got to see what the Lord is going to play out, right? There's different personalities, but this pride demon and wanting to be heard and being the man, that's a common thing in our nation, because there's men that are set up to do certain things. And envy is a spirit that can come in and wanting to do this and all this bad vibes. That's not necessary, because there's order. And you got to just work with the order. The Lord knows what you can do when you're measuring what you can say and how your faith is and your belief. That's just how it's set up right now. There's certain men that are set up and there's an order, and you just fall in line. You don't need to make yourself equal to an elder and speak the elder. Just hold it. Just hold your peace, hold your own. And your time will come. The kingdom is on its way. But at the end of the day, men should feel good just to be able to be out there and worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua and do works for Yahweh Shem Yahushua on the highways and the byways, and making videos, as much as you can, according to your measure and according to how your life is right now. Keep pushing and enduring. But there's order with everything, and there's a lot of disenchantment, or if that's the word. A lot of men second guessing and turning their back to the truth. They're in the congregation of the dead, man. Let me get that word. Disenchantment. What does it mean? Right, so disenchantment, I was pretty much correct. It says, so this is an example. If you thought you could pass this course without doing any work, let me be the first to disenchant you. Right? Pretty much like discourage you, tell you that it's not the case. So a lot of men have that spirit on them now. They're like, yeah, like this is not the truth. They got it wrong. You guys got it wrong. Now, plus, all of a sudden, you used to believe this, and all of a sudden, the Lord is just dealing with you. That's just the Lord manifesting that you were not made of us, right? And you know what the scriptures say about turning your back on the truth? It's death, man. So when you stop doing what you're supposed to do on the right things, and you stop believing, and you don't have any faith in what you believed before, you're going to meet death. Right? So let me get this in on the phone right here. Bear with me, and then I'll close, Lord willing. Hopefully this was edifying. I think it's in Matthew chapter 24. And this is Yahushua speaking. It's Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. It says, "But he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So no matter what you've been doing now, if you don't endure and continue till the end, it does not matter, man. Don't judge a man based off of those things. It's very carnal, because it only matters if men endure until the end. It doesn't matter what a man is doing now if he's not going to continue doing it in the end, right? So my hope is that all these men that I've met in the truth, that we all push and endure till the end and make it into the kingdom, right? That's all that matters, man. The 144,000 and Yahweh Shemi Shai. You know, the 1/3. Nothing else matters, man. So with that, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory, as always, to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to you brothers, pushing the word in sincerity and truth, and peace to you, hopefully, like Shalom.